you, Batman. Savor this fleeting delusion of victory. The Arkham Knight may have fled in terror, but now his army answers to me. For even as my toxin dissipates, it leaves behind a forsaken city, forever tainted by your failure. Tonight, the myth of Batman dies, and Gotham dies with it.
Hey there everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. This is McKellar here, and finally I've gotten back to making this kind of commentary video on, yes, none other than Batman Arkham Knight. And I know it's been a while since I have played this type of game, you know, for quite some time. I'm at this point right now where I just finished taking down the Arkham Knight's huge big ass type of battle tank, and well, on top of that, Poison Ivy just you know finished sacrificing herself to get rid of that whole huge type of painful type of gas which Scarecrow had produced in order to blanket or just pretty much cover the entire Gotham City full of his stupid ass gas.
Still riddles on Bleak Island. Challenging, mystifying riddles, which will have you tearing out your pointy ears in frustration.
Well, whatever, goofball, you're gonna have to wait. And like I said before, it's been a while since I have played this game, and like I said, I just finished taking out the Arkham Knight's huge, battle tank. And, well, I wanted to try and just now, if I can, just pick up the whole Batman Arkham Knight, like the whole save point that I had. And what else here? And, as according to other previous videos which I've made based upon Batman Arkham Knight, and I'm pretty sure that all of you have read through my other videos, yes, I have had, pretty much have had Bruce Wayne, or Batman, well, they're the two of a kind anyways, no matter how you look at it, had him dress up as in the 1960s Adam West version of the Batsuit of Batman in order to pretty much give the whole contribution towards the late Adam West, who passed away a couple of years ago. And what I've been able to try and do finally is to at least make some more progress and finish up this kind of game here a little bit, or make some kind of progress. So like I said before, as you can tell, some of you gamers would already recognize this part of the scene here. Everything's all flying around in the mystical part of the air here. Which, of course, like I said before, I just finished taking down Batman. Not Batman, sorry. I just finished taking out, the Arkham Knight. Yes, which is the Red Hood or Jason Todd. Yes, I know. Spoilers alert. Sorry, couldn't help that. Then again, all of you guys. Some of you guys are huge Batman fans, so you obviously would know who the hell he is. So, like I said before, finally picking it up. I was playing this game, I think it was last night, but I was trying to get in the whole part of doing the one-side mission of The Matter of Family with Batgirl, because, well, I've got a sister who does the whole 1960s version and does like Batgirl. So I figured, well, I'll go ahead and try and just get myself, back in touch with the game again, and try and get a nice little feel with it again here, so that way I can kind of get my skills readapted, or get the whole control readaptive with it again. And something there, and there's also been other things that we wanted to chat about, like such as, of course, why I do like Batman. Well, it pretty much stands out as it is. He is a crime fighter. Plus, he is known as the world's greatest detective. Because, well, in my own perspective, he can solve a crime faster than the Gotham police can, no problem. And he's also known as a vigilante. Here's something very interesting here for you about that. So, I'll just kind of do a little bit of some traveling around for the hell of things. very nice, beautiful scenery where now Batman just finished taking the Arkham Knight, and Poison Ivy just sacrificed herself, so she's now dead. And she got rid of that poisonous gas that Scarecrow had developed. Okay, hold on a second here. There we go. Figure I'll just fly around a little bit or go somewhere or whatever. So anywho, interesting little fun fact for you guys that I don't know if some of you... whatever, ignore him. Interesting little fun fact for you guys about Batman himself is that, and some of you may have came across this little kind of little hint here and there, especially through like animated series and through other previous films that he has been in. Batman is also known as a vigilante. Now, interesting part about that is... Okay, I'll get to that when I can here. Batman is known as a vigilante. Now, I don't exactly have the exact kind of, like a dictionary or a brief definition along with it as to what a vigilante is, but it is someone... But it is like someone or like a person who voluntarily rises up like above, like I think it's like within society or rise above it and becomes like a heroic kind of a figure or like a volunteer type of like a fighter or a crime fighter against criminals who do harm towards other people and who pretty much go against the law or who operate above the law and so forth. You know, for the hell of it, I'll just go to Wayne Tower.
Bat tank fires non-lethal rounds. It's like getting punched by an angry gorilla.
Well, what the hell do you expect? Batman doesn't kill.
I guess Arkham Knight was just like all the other losers who tried to beat the Bat.
Here we go. On top of Wayne Tower. Very nice indeed. So, well, I suppose I could have gone to the other tower, but whatever, I'm here anyways.
By morning, this place is gonna have more plant life than a nature reserve. And we'll be the endangered species.
Pff, your mom's an endangered species. So, anywho, yes, with Batman here, or yeah, Batman, Bruce Wayne, same person. He's known as a vigilante. He's pretty much like a voluntary type of a person, or like a fighter that rises up within the community, or yeah, pretty much within the whole community, and you know, battles against criminals who do harm towards other people.
I think we got off the street in time before that crap was released.
And you know, he pretty much just like pretty much that's all he is. He's kind of like a person who rises up against crimes, and he goes after voluntarily goes after criminals and pretty much puts a stop to him or something like that, and makes like a citizen's arrest. Like I said, I don't know the exact definition of it, but it's kind of roughly like that. And here's a very interesting thing which I had discovered about Batman being a vigilante. Some of you may know this, some of you may not know this. Well, anyways, to those of you who do not know this, what a view, I tell ya. Beautiful view to a kill. Yeah, I know, it's a James Bond type of movie title.
Dear Gotham, this is a public service announcement. I just want to inform you that Batman has not solved my riddles because he is deeply, deeply stupid. Thank you. You may now all go about your tedious lives.
Your mom's stupid. Anywho, So interesting fun fact about Batman being a vigilante, and some of you may have had noticed this within the animated series, within movies and so on. When you see Batman, going after criminals or solving a crime or battling criminals or something, and then you automatically end up noticing the Gotham City police chasing after Batman himself. And my first thought was, what, Batman's a good guy. Why the hell are you chasing after him for? I don't get that. And the reason being is because when it comes to any citizen who is a vigilante, any law enforcement agency, believe it or not, they do not at all take too very kindly of that. Any law enforcement agency, which is like the Gotham Police Department or some kind of a Secret Service agency or something like that. Well, I don't know about the whole Secret Service agency, but definitely any kind of law enforcement agency like the Gotham City Police, as in those guys over there, which I'm about to fly to, but I'm not going there. I'm just kind of showing this on film. Believe it or not, any kind of law enforcement agency, such as the Gotham City Police, they do not at all like, nor do they accept any vigilantes of any kind. They do not like it. They don't endorse it of any kind, because, well, I can kind of see perhaps why they don't like them is because when it comes to doing any kind of like police investigations or any kind of police work of any kind, which is part of I'm gonna land right here. There we go. Take a look at this nice view. It's pretty sweet.
To do something about the bat and fast.
When it comes to like doing any kind of police work or doing kind of like a detective investigation of any kind, anything that does involve or in relations to doing any kind of police like law enforcement work, any kind of law enforcement agency such as the police in general or like of course in a fictionalized sense, those guys, the GCPD, Gotham City Police Department, they do not look very kindly upon vigilantes at all. Because, well, if anybody rises up and becomes like a crime fighter or makes any, well, I was going to say citizen's arrest, but I guess that might be questionable. But if they become crime fighters, or perform their own kind of detective investigation work, that is something which is like getting in the way of police investigations. And if you're getting in the way of police work, or if you're if you're getting in the way of police work, any kind of law enforcement agency do not permit that. They don't allow that. They don't like that, because it's pretty much like, hey, you're doing my job. What the hell are you doing? I was thinking of the terms of like, well, actually that was kind of cool. I was thinking of the whole perspective in terms of such as obstruction of justice, but I'm kind of thinking that might be a little bit different. Let's see if I can line up here. Hey, sweet, nice. I was thinking of like the whole perspective of obstruction of justice, but I'm thinking that's kind of a little different, because with obstruction of justice, if you're withholding back any type of police investigation or any type of investigation in general, or you're lying about it, and the police find out that you're lying about any kind of information which could help an investigation, any law enforcement, they do have within their right to charge you with a certain type of criminal offense, which is obstruction of justice. And well, considering the fact that Batman is a vigilante, and well, hey, let's put it this way: he's pretty damn good at what he does. again, any kind of form of law enforcement agency, such as the fictionalized department of the Gotham Police Department, they do not allow that. They don't like it because, well, obviously it's like, hey, it's our job. Why the hell is this bat-like freak show, taking over our job? We should be doing that. And even like there was some information or some kind of storyline information, especially from Batman Arkham Origins, when Jim Gordon, when he was, I think he was captain during that time period, he wanted to bring the Dark Knight in for questioning because, like, well, they kind of didn't know what to make of him, if he was a criminal or he's trying to help out. But it's like, well, you're still kind of getting in the way of police business, and you shouldn't be doing that. Hence why, like, all these other type of connections were coming together. Like, oh, that is the reason why the police were chasing after Batman, because again, he's getting in the way of police investigation. However, considering the fact that Bruce Wayne's parents were shot and killed, and that took him down that whole dark path of becoming like a crime fighter slash the world's greatest detective slash the Dark Knight, pretty much a very intimidating kind of a crime fighting vigilante figure. He pretty much had stirred up some fearing shit towards, against the criminals of Gotham. Because apparently, especially when I had watched Batman Begins, the whole city here, which you see of Gotham, was apparently in Christopher Nolan's script. I'm not too sure if he wrote it or not, but anyways, in the whole script of Batman Begins, Gotham was very, very heavily corrupted until this guy right here rose up and, well, he decided to take off to somewhere in Japan or something like that towards the League of Shadows, get himself trained up to have like ninja stealth-like type of skills. And here's a little fun fact for you guys. The martial art, which is ninjutsu, is a Japan type of art. It originated from, I think, from either Iga or Kuga, Japan. Ninjutsu, which is translated into, I believe, the art of stealth and assassin. Well, obviously, Bruce Wayne had mastered the whole art of stealth and became that whole type of like that dark, intimidating, iconic figure, which is the obviously like dressing up as a bat, well, which everyone calls him Batman. He has mastered the whole part of stealth. However, what separates him apart from a vigilante, as a vigilante from an assassin, is that, for those of you who know the character Batman very, very well, he doesn't kill. He'll beat your sorry ass to no end and break your arm and break all your limbs or whatever, or knock out a few of your teeth, but he will not kill you. So clearly the guy has got morals. He has a line that he will not cross. So like I said before, I got Bruce Wayne here dressed up as the 1960s version of Batman to pretty much to contribute towards
You know what I hate about this Arkham Knight?
Oh,
it
him.
seems personal. Like he's not really in it for the giddy thrill of causing pain. Loser.
Sorry, I was going to say Adam West until this goofball kind of came into the picture. Man, he's an idiot. Anyway. So, I've been a Batman fan for quite a while. There are some types of films that I've enjoyed very much, throughout, huge amount of years, and I have to give Kevin Conroy a great deal amount of full credit for playing this character very, very well. Oh, you can wait. Like I said before, Kevin Conroy has done a really cool, super kick-ass type of a banged-up job as Bruce Wayne, as the Batman. And there's other films that really had exposed the character as to, like, how, he got himself trained up as who he is today, as that whole very type of very highly skilled, highly articulate type of a vigilante.
Knows what lives in them sewers. I heard chanting down there. You know, the bad kind, like you hear in movies.
I must go to the other Wayne Tower just for the kick of shit, just for the fun of things. There we go. I believe that's where my office is anyways. Yep, that's where my office is. Okay. Or Bruce Wayne's office. Yep, he's a very, very successful businessman, considering the fact his parents started up the whole company, and he is a crime-fighting bat.
What is all this stuff? Pollen?
Oh, what the hell do you think, you dumb shit? Anyway. Oh, really cool, darkish, kind of a gothic kind of a view here. Pretty sweet. So like I said before, got Bruce Wayne dressed up as a 1960s version of Batman for the late Adam West. And trying to finish off the game if I can here. So like I said before, just finished taking down the Arkham Knight, which is the Red Hood / Jason Todd. And, well,
we got off the street in time before that crap was released.
1 second here we go. And like I mentioned before, one of the reasons why that I very much enjoyed the character of Batman is because, well, obviously, you know, he's very much of a self-taught, self-made type of a vigilante type of character. You know, he's trained himself in various forms of martial arts. He's got the gadgets to obviously pull off any kind of crime-fighting job. And, like I said, he's known as the world's greatest detective, and he's not called that just for a fancy title, because he can solve any kind of crime in, in less than a day, or much, much less than that, because considering the fact that it seems like to me that he can solve a crime faster than the Gotham police can. And there's various reasons why. Like, you know, he's very much self-made. Like, you know, he doesn't have any superpowers, but he's got his own gadgets and other type of equipment that he needs in order to kind of compensate that. And I do like Superman as well. So I do both. I like both the characters, Batman and Superman. So I have watched other films, other Batman type of films. Some of them are like they were really well done. Very well scripted and nicely put onto film. Some Batman films, it was almost like not too sure about that. One type of Batman film that I did watch once, and I most likely will not be watching again. Let alone am I even gonna get the movie, which was Batman vs Superman. Batman v Superman. There were some things about the movie I did not like such as now apparently according to the comics, when it comes to comparing types of IQ and comparing types of geniuses level between Bruce Wayne and Lex Luthor, apparently they're both. It's almost like they're both at a match. Even apparently sometimes Lex Luthor can even outwit even Bruce Wayne at times. And I just kind of shook my head, like, what? You serious? Okay, Batman is supposed to be known as the world's freaking greatest detective here, and Lex Luthor can even outwit him no problem. Like, that doesn't make any freaking damn sense. What the hell? Are you serious? Like, is this all canon? Is this even the comics, so to speak? Well, apparently, I guess it would be. It's like, that's just stupid. The reason why I say that is because, like, you know, in the movie Batman v Superman, to me, Batman is supposed to be the world's greatest detective, and when he was getting sent like false type of evidence stating that, you know, Superman was like saying this about him or saying that about him or doing this to him, pretty much Lex Luthor was setting Superman up towards Batman, and it's almost like bam, Batman just bought the whole thing. He's like, oh, okay, so Superman wants to take me on. He wants to challenge me out. Oh, really? He wants to scrap it out? Sure thing, no problem. My first thought was, wait a minute here, this isn't Batman. It's like, okay, are you serious? Like, wouldn't he be investigating the whole part of if Superman really wants to take him out first or not before, being that gullible and jumping into battle ahead? Like, he got himself really prepared at wearing that heavy bat suit up and try to challenge himself up against Superman. But my first thought was, that doesn't even sound like Batman in the first place. Batman's way beyond too clever to be outwitted by anyone. It's like, okay, Batman should have investigated this first way before he even jumped to a whole conclusion right there. And it did show that Batman had taken Superman out with kryptonite. Now, I don't know about the rest of you, guys who are DC fans, but my first thought was, okay, automatically using kryptonite against Superman. To me, for my own opinion, that's like a very, very quick type of a cheap shot. It's like, technically there's no battle right there. It's like, okay, well, I'll just expose this little kryptonite out and bam, I took him out. Boom, done. It's like, I'm sorry, to me that's just stupid kind of bullshit. Yeah, it's the only way to take Superman down, but it's like, that's still kind of like a cheap shot.
I don't want to find out what Scarecrow's got.
Hence why I was very disappointed in the movie of Batman versus Superman, and thought, no, I'm not watching this anymore. I'm done with it. And as soon as I had finished watching the movie Batman v Superman, as soon as I was done watching it, and I had walked out of the theaters, from watching that movie, my very first thought was, no, I for sure as hell am not going to purchase it when it comes out on DVD. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I was very disappointed as a fan. Now, regardless if, like, hold on a second here, there we go. Now, regardless if, good example of that, just gonna angle,
I guess Arkham
there we go.
is just like all the other losers who tried to beat the Bat.
Again, I just walked out of the theater and thought, I was disappointed. I didn't want to, as soon as that whole film Batman v Superman comes out on DVD, I'm not purchasing it. I was a little bit disappointed. I don't care if the producer or the director is a hardcore DC fan or not. I was still disappointed. Like, no, I'm not watching it. There's other films I was rather disappointed in, such as Batman v Superman. I know that this other film is a little bit off topic, but it's a good example. For example, Terminator 2. Most of the film of Terminator 2 was pretty good. There's this one scene within Terminator 2 I absolutely hated the most. Absolutely hated it. Hated with a pure passion, was when in the steel mill, when the T-800 got its arm amputated, got kind of caught in some kind of a couple gears and got aggressively and severely amputated off, and the machine was only operating with one hand or with one arm, and the T-1000, he's perfectly fine. And considering the fact that the T-1000 is more advanced than the T-800, the T-1000 was just beating the living hardcore ass out of the T-800 and taking that type of steel gird or whatever the hell you want to call that thing and bashing him and just completely taking a crowbar, bashing the T-800 to no end, grabbing that huge steel type of gird or metal battering ram of some kind, bashing the T-800 to no end, and almost literally coming close to about 98% of destroying the T-800, with pure ease, and the T-800 had no shot whatsoever of taking even one swinging at the T-1000. Oh my God, does that scene just piss me off to no end? And every time I watch the T-1000 or anything on YouTube, I still gotta get the whole. I want to jump into that scene and beat the living shit out of the T-1000, and start pounding the living shit out of that T-1000. Say, yeah, it doesn't feel so freaking good now, does it? You little metal dork. But anyways, like I said before, I know that's really way off topic, but even scenes like that, it just kind of grinds my gears. Like, this is stupid. I don't like this. Hence why, when the whole Batman v Superman, Batman was just taking out Superman with ease with that kryptonite. My first thought was, okay, this is bullshit. And on top of that, that kryptonite, that's like a cheap shot. Well, in my own perspective, those two shouldn't be scrapping it out whatsoever. Those two should be like working as a team. But again, that's just my point on it. So like I said before, it's been a while since I played this game and decided to pick it up just for the hell of things, anyways. Now, like I said before, Batman in himself, he's a very cunning type of crime fighter. This guy, he's got the gadgets. He knows how. He's got some very cunning tricks on how to take a criminal down.
Remember, Batman, some of my riddles are death traps. Elegant, beautiful, ingeniously designed death traps. And you'd better solve them before some poor innocent soul attempts the same. The same.
Yeah, you can tell this guy has OCD. So, just to quickly catch up here, let's see what I have here. As you can tell, I pretty much had...
I'm heading to GCPD to investigate the transmission sent on a SWAT channel from within the city.
No, I'm not going to do that yet. I just want to check something out first. Okay. Like I said, it's been a while since I've played this, so... want to be able to see where I'm at. So let's see here. Firefighters would need to be rescued. Oh yeah, this guy right here. I would have to get a look at with him. Okay, so those guys would need to be taken care of. That guy has a shitload of riddles. Holy shit. Okay. Well, I don't know what I will be doing as of right now.
I'm going to search the city's rooftops for Azrael's burning bat symbol. Let's see if he's ready.
That's funny. Bruce Wayne just said that, yet his lips didn't move. I had to laugh at that. That's pretty funny. So, like I said before, just finished taking out the Arkham Knight, well, his big ass kind of vehicle, so that was already dealt with. And well, the reason why I was not able to do like a commentary video upon the other previous type of Batman Arkham Knight gameplay action is like, well, I didn't know how to do that yet. And I was pretty much just trying to tinker toy with the whole party with a headset and with my PS4 to kind of make the connection, make a connection kind of go kind of deal, and try and make that go. And as soon as I found it, like, okay, yes, now I can go ahead and just speak my mind about some of these gameplays and characters. So, like, there's other games I was trying out, like, such as, like, I'm sure some of you had already had witnessed on my channel, like, such as, like, Star Trek Online in a PS4 kind of version, some of the some of the Call of Duty kind of games, Metal Gear Solid type of games. There's other ones that I have done. I can't, unfortunately, it's not really registering into my, it's not really coming to mind as of yet, but there's other ones I have done, and there's other ones that I want to be able to try and be able to look at and do for the fun of things, but I'm pretty sure that will come in time. Oh yeah, and Star Wars Battlefront 2 and the first Battlefront film, and just, other games like that. And once I'm done, hopefully I can be able to get the whole full version of this game done already. I might end up replaying the game again or doing a couple of battles, but with a different kind of a batsuit. I was thinking of like the Michael Keaton's version of the batsuit, And there's other kind of bat suits I'm looking at, like such as like Michael Keaton's kind, Christian Bale's kind, Ben Affleck's kind. There are other ones that I was kind of surprised they didn't kind of make it into the whole DLC, like such as like Val Kilmer's kind of a bat suit. I was thinking of George Clooney's kind of you know, silvery kind of a bat suit, but my first thought was, I don't know about that one. I know there has been some pretty bad reviews about George Clooney's Batman version of things. A lot of people hated it or something like that. And there was Val Kilmer's kind, when he finally took on a sidekick. I thought the script in itself was like, yeah, bringing in Robin, like, you know, Robin at the very tail end of things, like, I don't know about that. So that's as far as I know about. Oh, and another thing that I also wanted to bring up, just for the hell of things. I'm gonna go see if. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna try and see if I can get myself some lower ground. Need plenty of road here, just for the hell of things. I'll show you what I mean by that. Yeah, and to think, the Gotham City Police trust Batman. Actually, I'm just gonna land on here very briefly, because there's also another thing that it kind of came to my attention that I wasn't really quite thinking about, but it, you know, it does kind of bring up towards towards an interesting question, because considering the fact that Batman himself is a crime-fighting vigilante, and the Gotham City Police, they don't mind him fighting for them and doing some of the detective work for them. Technically, I can understand, because, well, you know, like I said, he has a very kind of theoretical type of in-depth type of investigation, keen-wit investigation about him, that he knows how to, like, again, investigate a crime faster than the Gotham Police can. Now, but as for him being a vigilante, it's a very interesting thing, is because, like, I know that I had spoken to a few type of law enforcement agents or law enforcement officers. Now, considering the fact that I'm Canadian, I'm from Canada, I've spoken with a few other types of police officers, like some of them are like city police. I've spoken to one who used to be a Canadian federal, he used to be part of the Canadian federal government police. God, that guy's a dumbass. Anyway, this other type of former police officer who used to work for the Canadian federal government police, or very well known as the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, or the RCMP for short. I've spoken with some of these people, and spoken with anonymously, spoken with a few other police officers online. And I've already had asked them this one question, which was, how do law enforcement look upon vigilantes? Same response out of all of them. Nope, they don't like them. They do not accept them. I know that one gentleman that I know who used to be on the police department, not in Canada, but it was in the United States. His automatic comment was, no, not that one. Oh, guy's an idiot. His automatic comment was, hate them. I've spoken with one police officer online and asked him the same question. He said one word, which was, poorly. That's literally his quote. Poorly. One former RCMP officer I spoke to about, Now she's retired and she's moved on to something else. I've asked her that same question, and her automatic response was, "Oh, no, 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 no." So it was like, huh, interesting question. Well, not interesting question, but like rather interesting answer. Apparently, in a realistic perspective, no law enforcement agency really likes them. It's like, really? Huh. Yet, we do have vigilantes here in Canada. What kind of crime fighting do they do? Well, they don't really pull like a Batman and dress up as a bat and, you know, like run around on rooftops, like such as in British Columbia or in Ontario or in Alberta or in Saskatchewan or Manitoba or Nova Scotia or anything like that. But they are dressed up in casual clothing, and some of these vigilantes, they're battling and they're trying to capture and battle against other Canadians who fall into the category as sexual, child, pedophile type of predators. They go after little kids between the ages of like 10 and up, and begin to go after them. Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, they begin to go after them, and like they end up like pretending that they're like a 14 or a 13-year-old little boy or girl, and the adult ends up like being fresh with them over the phone or anything like that, and they end up saying like well, how about well, I wouldn't mind doing this with you, but I'm at this age. Would that be okay? Oh yeah, that's totally fine, no problem. Okay then, and then as soon as they meet up with them, it's like, okay, well, I'm over here if you want to get together and have a good time. We can go over here and have ourselves a good time. Okay, sure, no problem. And as soon as they meet right away, as soon as the sexual pedophile type of vigilante who hunts these sexual child pedophiles ends up saying, yeah, you remember me? You were talking to me all this time. You weren't talking to this little girl, little boy. You were talking to me. And the first question that they begin to hit you with is, why did you decide to come and to meet with a 12-year-old boy or girl, or a 14-year-old boy or girl, or something like that? Boom, stumps them right there. Like, buddy, don't lie to me, okay? I've got the chat logs, I've got the Snapchats, everything like that. And so on here. I know you were doing this. You were sending this and that inappropriate images. Like, no, you're freaking done. We're gonna call the city police or the RCMP on you. You're going to jail. La la la. And my first thought was, wait a minute, seriously? Wait a minute. There are these Canadian vigilantes that go after these guys, and the actual city police or the RCMP, it's like, wait a minute here. These are actual vigilantes in real life, and my first thought was, wait a minute here. If the city police and the RCMP, that was kind of cool. If the city police and the RCMP don't look upon these vigilantes that great, like, I wonder why they haven't came out to stop them or something. Like, okay, well, this is kind of rather conflicting and rather confusing. What gives with this? But apparently there has been some RCMP officers, or especially in the higher ranking area, that have contacted these vigilantes and told them, no, I want you to quit doing that, or whatever, like, we will deal with it. But it's like, well, again, these are kind of debatable type of times I've noticed about them. So, sorry about that, guys. Like, I could do some kind of like some kind of a crime fighting little action. I do apologize for this taking a little longer. I wasn't really thinking about doing any kind of crime fighting of any kind, just kind of giving you guys a bit of an update as to what I've been doing and my thoughts upon like the character himself, as such as Batman.
I have contributed to the ongoing redevelopment of Founders Island by filling it with riddles. When you die trying to solve them, I will generously allow the city to transform my creations into public exhibits.
Yeah, I'll let you do that, no problem. So, like I said, just kind of giving a nice little update as to like what I had done and what I have been doing as well. Plus, you know, considering the fact that I do... I'll go back up there just for like a few more minutes or whatever. Okay. Since considering the fact that since I do live in Canada, yes, I'm Canadian. Now, my first thought, now realistically speaking, living in the country of Canada, it's now some people may have a debate about this, but living in the country of Canada, it's expensive as hell in comparison to other countries.
Okay, we'll join a couple of rides.
It is expensive as hell, and like even when it comes to separate type of in comparisons with other currency between like a good example between of Canada and the United States. In the U.S., it has a low type of currency. It's you know, you guys have that dollar value which is much cheaper than us. In Canada here, everything is freaking expensive, and you know, rent is really skyrocketed up there. And you know, I'm only one guy that's kind of support my own means. And hope I don't get charged with defamation of character or anything like that. But my current prime minister is a dumbass. He's an idiot. I'm sorry having to say that, but hey, you know, the truth must come out. He is.
It's creepy, like the robots.
And I would have to pay more in taxes in order to compensate for, like, you know, him giving out, you know, large amount of funds towards other countries, especially having the Canadian tax dollar supporting terrorism. God, that's stupid as hell. Unbelievably stupid. Anyways, like I mentioned before. But no, there's also something else I wanted to kind of show you guys. That wanted to show you this before I wrap this up.
This place is gonna have more plant life than a nature reserve.
And
Endangered species.
yes, the Batmobile in itself. Yep. The Batmobile and the Batman Arkham Knight version of things, or just the Arkham version. Now, some of you may be able to recognize this type of design of the car. Might be able to. Now, according with the makeup and like the whole cosmetics of the Batmobile, yes, this car right here is like kind of like the pumped up steroids version of the 1960s version of things. Now, it would be nice to have like the actual authentic 1960s version of the Batmobile, similar that Adam West always drove all the time. However, I don't think it was available, or I don't know what the hell's going on with it. But I do have the car, but it's only available for racing, and that's it. Well, that really freaking sucks, because like it would be nice to kind of drive around on the PS4 version and just drive around the vehicle. Just drive the vehicle around in the whole game version of the 1960s Batman, like the Batmobile of it. It'd be nice to do that, just to kind of be more authentic and kind of match up with you know, Bruce Wayne's 1960s suit of like the whole bat suit of it. Yet, once I looked at this one here, I thought, well, whatever. It's better than nothing, I guess. Like I said before, I do have the 1960s version of it, but apparently it's only for racing. I thought, well, that kind of friggin' sucks. You know, it'd be nice that if, like, you know, if the game developers and DC, they were kind of had that whole downloadable content into the whole main game itself, and you can be able to kind of like drive around it. However, I don't know if it'd be well compatible, because, you know, here's the car as it is, and here is the car. Here's the car again, and a so-called battle tank version. I know that the 1960s version of the Batmobile doesn't have that, but I'm just kind of thinking of the whole authenticity of things. That's all I'm doing. So like I said, like, I've got this, and I figured, well, it's better than nothing. So whatever, I suppose so. Yeah, like I said, it'd be nice to kind of incorporate these type of cars inside the main game in itself. It just would be nice. So far, that's all I have for now. There's probably something else I'm missing out, but whatever, I'll have to wait another time. So anyways, guys, what the hell, let's just kind of get out of there. There we go. I'll just kind of get up there, because I don't want no criminal kind of, I don't want no criminal interrupting this type of gameplay video. So what I will do on the next round here is I will go ahead and when I have time, I'll replay this. I'll just put in this game again, and then I'll have a look around to see as to, like, you know, what mission needs to do, or like what mission needs what doing, or just try to look at seeing, like, again around here. I'll try to look around here to see, like, what needs to be done, and I'll see if I can look around and see what needs to be done, and try to upload it or whatever. And
if Azrael's ready, he'll have left a burning bat symbol on a rooftop for me to find.
And looking at some of the gadgets here that I have, my first thought was, I don't know why that Batgirl and Robin or any of those guys, they don't, and Nightwing, they don't have any of this. It'd be pretty cool. But then again, this is Bruce Wayne on the hand. He, you know, he's a billionaire. The guy can afford anything. So, like I said before, this is just a little update. I'll try and put in like, a little bit of some game action if I can, if I have time for that. And meanwhile, like I said, this is just an update of like what I've been doing and just kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. So anyways, guys, like I said, I'll try and put in some game action when I can here. And until then, you guys, thank you very much for watching this. Thank you very much for watching this video, and you know, just at least listening out to my little kind of gaming input and my ideas, what I've thought about, whatever, and so on here. And in the meantime, guys, by all means, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and put a nice little like if you wish to make a comment about anything of what I had mentioned in this video. By all means, go right on ahead, and I'll go ahead and see if I can be able to get more like Arkham game action if I can, like once I get the time for it. That was funny. Anyways, until then, guys, thanks a lot. Stay tuned. Peace out. Stay gold.